We can move the panels just by dragging them around by using the left mouse button. We can enlarge them by using the right button to drag them. Let's see what buttons we have in the panels. The first button is the Python R button. If we click on it, the panel will switch to R or Python respectively. By the way, you can click on Preferences on the top bar to change the default language for the panels, R or Python. First, the in and out connections are used to connect different panels. Whatever is connected to out, we will be able to see, modify, and interact with what is defined here. On the contrary, anything connected to in will be feeding variables and code into here. For example, if we had another panel here where we define a variable a, we would be able to modify and see a here. There are 3 buttons to run each panel. The distinction depends on how panels are connected. The first option runs only the current panel without any interaction. As you can see here, it fails because a is not defined. The second button runs everything connected to in plus this panel, so here it works perfectly. The third option runs the current panel plus everything connected to out. In other words, everything that depends on this panel. Here, this fails again because a is not defined. Of course, if we went up and ran everything connected to out, it would work perfectly. The next button here opens an editor. It doesn't add any extra functionality, but it is slightly better when we have a long script here. The other difference is that it doesn't have error detection nor autocomplete, which makes it slightly faster to code with. The next button allows us to hide a panel. The next button allows us to freeze the outputs of a panel. For example, we produce a calculation. Let's say we use NumPy in Python and we print the result. But what if we want to save this in order to compare this to a new object? We can freeze the output. Now, for example, we add +10 to each element, and we can compare them. We can freeze as many times as we want. We can also copy the output of the panel into a new window. This is amazing when we have dozens of panels, perhaps producing model outputs or printing different stuff, and we want to see everything together. This window here will be connected in real time. We can also attach a console, and here we can inspect elements and change them without recomputing everything. We can activate or deactivate plots and data frames. For example, if we are producing plots and data frames in a panel and we don't want to see them anymore because there are just too many, we can click in here. Wherever we run this again, we won't be seeing them anymore. We can create a linked panel. It will be an exact replica of this panel. One usual way to use this is when we want to run this same code along different inputs and see how results change. The last button, the cross, is used to remove a panel.